Hello everyone, it's 2026 and we're going to have a quick look at what all the politicians have in store for us. We're going to start with the main man himself, Kier Starmer. Chris' Christmas video, simplified, he just told us to be nice. Fair enough, we'll take it. Next up, the leader of the Greens. He went ahead and did a theatrical performance, a lot of waffle. The only things of substance that he said was they was to stick up for migrants and that Christmas isn't cancelled, despite what people think. Okay. Kemi, she gets a lot of stick, but I thought she was alright. She says, it's a Christian holiday. She's Christian. Remember the baby Jesus. Fair play. Ed Davey had a lot to say between his Christmas and New Year's message. He started off by saying, Russia's basically Nazi Germany. Trump is just a salesman for Elon Musk. He's very happy that he stopped puppy smuggling. Proposed a bill to have better relations with the EU, and he was very keen on making sure everybody knew that he's the only one out of political leaders who stuck up for the BBC. Okay. Now, to the one I call Big Nige. He says he's a fan of cryptos, he's a fan of AI. He was in his local constituency. He talks about getting arrested for Facebook posts in this country. He talks about elections being banned and postponed and whether the upcoming months Labour will do the same again. And he ends on an Egyptian guy who was allowed to stay here after saying some heinous stuff about Jews and white people, which, as we all know, is always fun to do. In this next part, we're going to assess the current government on how they've done so far. So things that they've actually done. Lowered that voting age to 16. Okay, it's been spoke about for a long time. If that's what you want, yeah, you got it done. They changed the tax system so that if you're a resident, you have to pay tax. Okay, got rid of that non-dom status. Breakfast clubs, from research I did, they're about 80% done for their target. Nice. They've started GB Energy with £8.3 billion worth of investment. We'll see how that goes, nationalising it. And for their promised 8,000 mental health workers, so far they've got 6,700, so that's on target. Of course, we will have to make of that what we will, whether that's something that we actually wanted or not, but at least that's what he's got done. Things he's not done so well on. Created this border command, but no one believes that he's actually improved anything. Crossings have actually increased since he's come to power. NHS waits, apparently statistically they're down, but either way that's a long way to go. Youth hub investment has started, but it's slow and there's lots to come. Affordability for houses, everyone wants to build more, but with this government, new homes being improved is actually gone down. Ones that have been completed or ones that have been previously approved by other governments. Changing the House of Lords. It's not a massive, I've always made two small changes. You can't be over 80, and when someone dies, you can't vote someone in to replace them. Trade deals with India, which was controversial for some people. Abolished tariffs with a bunch of Pacific countries, I think it was 11 total, and did a deal with the EU to get some fishing rights. I mean, that's your job, innit? But he's bought British Steel, I'm not sure why. Maybe just to get some votes because it's a failing company that can't compete on the international stage. Could it be another Thames Water where we just throw money at it and it never gets better? Finally, the fun bit. The bit which might make it clear as to why people are thinking this is the worst government that has ever been. Now let's start off easy. Aid to other countries. It was at 0.5, he wanted to put it to 0.7. It's down at 0.3. Then you wanted to double the amount of medical machines that can test for cancer. That's still words at the moment. We're yet to see that. Mandelson being mates with Epstein even after he was convicted. Shambles. After there was a ruling from the courts in England which stated what a woman was. He said that it was a clarification that he needed. Now, if our leader's not sure what a woman is, we're in real trouble. But I'm glad he knows now. Taking away the winter fuel allowance for the old people. Raised employers' national insurance contributions. put a 20% inheritance tax on farmers on properties worth over 1 million. Now, if you live in the UK, you know that land's expensive, and that's pretty much every farm, which might mean people have to sell. And then who's going to snap up those farms? Big agricultural companies. Then he taxed private schools, people who have worked hard and want their kids to have a better life, and who would take a burden off of the public schooling system. He then decided to vote against a national inquiry into the grooming gang scandal. And in terms of democracy, he suspended 7 backbench Labour MPs because they didn't agree with him. Well, so you can just do that to everyone again now. He took away and made it more stringent for people to get, we call it PIP, which is disability allowance. People have been getting jailed for Facebook posts. People were getting let out by mistake from prison, and early. That was already enough of an issue for everyone, but people were getting let out by mistake. And also free speech laws. Now, whether you agree with people or not, they should be allowed to say it. I know there's some laws already. Inciting violence, we all agree. But just to stand there, all these old ladies getting taken away, he's just lost the plot. At this point, I probably sound quite despondent, like a lot of British people are feeling. But the thing is, he didn't get voted in on these things. There was no need for him to do this. I mean, I hope the fella does well, but it's not looking good, and I hope he turns it around. But let's see how 2026 turns out. What do you think?